Hey, little bit of Purge, bringing you guys a Purge cast of pub, and I'm actually using XSplit this time, so you will be able to see my beautiful face in the bottom right. How are you doing? Isn't this beautiful? I don't know why I don't record like this more often. It's a little bit faster. I don't necessarily always have to fraps it, but the quality is usually slightly lower than a fraps recording. So this is one of my many videos that I'll be making. First off, just to give you guys a little preface before we cover this game, some updates here. I'm actually going to be in Los Angeles the next 3 or 4 days. I'm recording this at Monday afternoon. I'm going to be leaving tonight and staying there for a couple days. I'm going to visit Maker Studios and the game station. And also, Luminous happens to live in Los Angeles, so I'm going to hang out with him and make some content with him as well. So, should be a pretty cool couple days. I haven't taken a vacation in about a year. I'm not even freaking kidding. But it should be a good time. So, this is a replay that I was given from somebody, and I'm going to go over it just to point out a couple people quick. I'll go over the players really fast. For the rating team, we have Giga Rapotron playing the Windrunner. We have In Between playing Darkseer. We have the Lonely Demon playing Undying. Walking Talking Stephen Hawking playing the Vengeful Spirit. And we actually don't have a player. Gunkor Kondo. Just really great names on the somebody. For the Dire team, that was a little lag spike. We have Ninja X playing the Faceless Void. We have Prestigious Nutsack, Horseshoe playing the Disruptor. We have Trapaholics playing the Lina. Mid lane is going to be joined Dota's Diamond. I've done an interview with her before. If you or if you're interested, I believe she has a YouTube channel. You can go find it. My interview should be there. And finally, XV Rogue, which is actually another YouTuber. I didn't even realize that these guys were going to be in here. I was given this replay, and I looked on the other team, and I was like, oh, I know those people. XV Rogue, I believe his URL is youtube.com/xvroguegaming. I think I should really, I'm going to check that really fast just to make sure that I'm not saying it wrong. youtube.com/xvroguegaming. Just to double check. He makes Dota 2 content. He does kind of like guides, similar stuff to what I do. Maybe it's gaming. Wait, that's what I said it was. YouTube, why are you failing me, bro? Why are you failing me? Alright, I'm going to pause the game really fast here so I can check this out. Sorry, guys. youtube.com. Come on. Alright. I know I just sent him a message recently. Might do some collab in the future here. It is XV Rogue Gaming. So XV Rogue. Probably spelled Rogue wrong. I do that all the time. It's probably it's XV Rogue Gaming. Anyways, he makes instructional content on YouTube. It's pretty good stuff. So I thought I would plug him really quick. So yeah, I have no idea of what's happening in this game. I don't know how things are going to turn out, but I'm going to go over... Actually, I'm going to pause really fast here for just a second. Let's go over some starting item builds really quickly. I know somebody asked me to do this as well recently. So Windrunner starting out goes for a 3 Ironwood branches with 1 healing salve. She's going for fast bottle. This is fine. Picked up Windrunner level 1. This is fine as well. If you're in mid lane, you can actually get away with getting Power Shot or Shackle first, but it's not a bad idea to do this. Join Dota's Diamond, went for a double gauntlet, 2 Ironwoods, a Tango, and 1 Clarity. I'm not a huge fan of the 1 Clarity Potion because that should only give you about 1 Void, and that's, when you're using that, it's 30 seconds that you actually can't get a last hit because the Windrunner will deny you. So I'm not a huge fan of this Clarity Potion, but the double gauntlet's great because she's going to go for a fast earn probably. Top lane, they have a Solo Treant Protector who picked up Nature's Guise at level 1, most likely so that he could just stay in Viz and sap EXP up against the Faces Void Thrall combo. Now, I don't really like Thrall or Disruptor as a supporting hero. I think he's not very good for this. He does have a Salve as well as a Tango and 2 Clarity Potions, 1 Ironwood, so he probably bought a Courier. It looks like he did not get a ward though. I mean, that's 200, 300, 350. Plus Courier is 500, so he's missing 100 gold. But he may have given something to Faces Void here, I'm not quite sure. He might have bought Faces Void's regen. Do not know. Bot lane Trapaholics is 1 Tango, 2 Clarities, a ward, and a Ring of Protection. I wish she had more regen here. Instead of buying a Ring of Protection, just get a Salve instead, because once this Tango burns through, you're going to be in trouble. And XP Rogue actually has a perfect starting item build. Maybe sub out a Ironwood Branch for a Clarity Potion for mana problems. Or at some point you could use your mana, obviously. Undying, something weird's happened to him. Look at this thing. That's kind of weird. I would maybe like Clarity Potion, but other than that, that's fine. And Vengeful Spirit should not have a double slippers. Yes, he's an agility hero. Yes, this gives him damage, but he's not using this damage as a support hero. You shouldn't be trying to last hit. You usually aren't hitting heroes that much, so really what you want to do is grab stats that give you HP and Int more often than agility. And he doesn't have any Clarity Potions, so after he throws 1 stun, he can't throw another stun until he gets another 25, 15, 25 mana. Which is a lot. So after he throws 1 stun, he's got to wait 25 seconds, which is less than the cooldown. So make sure that if you're playing a support hero like a Vengeful Spirit, you gotta get at least 1 Clarity Potion. Undying has the same build, just about, as the Lina, I wish he had. He does have a Ring of Protection, 1 Tango, and 2 Clarities. This isn't that bad, honestly, because he will be able to gain HP by DK and heal with Soul Rip. He actually got Tombstone level 1, by the way. This is not good. Tombstone level 1 is worthless. Well, it's not worthless, but it's not very good. 1 level Soul Rip or 1 level Decay pay off way, way harder. So slight skibbled mistake here from Undyne. By the way, I know I didn't talk about this yet, but if this isn't clear now, when I cast a pub game like this, I'm going over build inefficiencies and things like that. Now, Darkseer's going jungle. He's got a Stout Shield, 2 Salve, Tango, and 3 Ironwoods. That's all great. Sometimes it's worth it to just get like 1 Ironwood branch or no Ironwood branches at all, because the extra stats that you get in agility as well as int really aren't that great for a jungling here. Usually it's about the damage block in the region, so that could be, he could get different item builds, but it's not bad what he did here. The problem is he'll be running out of slots pretty fast, so I think that's pretty much everybody in the game, so we can continue on here. That's most of the information that I need to go over. And let's press the old play button so you can see how things are going in other places. So, I may have just wasted all the cool stuff that I can talk about, but we'll find out soon. Faceless Void picks up Time Walk at level 1, this is great. Now the Treant Protector with the level 1 Nature's Guys, I know I briefly mentioned this, but it's only 15 seconds of invisibility. That's it. And look how much mana he's already spent. He's used this twice now. He doesn't have a mana regen item. And that's great. You're invisible for 15 seconds and nobody's going to harass you or do damage to you. But now he's not going to have any mana for Leech Seed. And he basically has one 15-second duration left before he's fine. And the important part is, this is one level 1 ranged hero. Well, he's level 2 now, but he doesn't have a nuke. He picked up Glimpse as well as Kinetic Field. Treant Protector should be trading hits with this guy. Look at the base damage differences. So this is just a lane disadvantage, but still, Treant Protector should be making plays. Faceless Void can't do crap this early. He's got Time Walk and an auto attack. And look at that Glimpse. It doesn't even catch Treant Protector. Look how much mana was just wasted. 160 plus 70 to try to get... That was a 4-man creep wave or so. That would have done maybe 200 points of damage to Treant Protector, because he has a Stout Shield and he has a Tango. That was just a giant waste. He picks up 2 levels of Nature's Guys now, so at least his duration is going to be doubled, but first, seriously, he should have been trading hits with Disruptor. It's that simple. And a Clarity Potion is now popped. It's going to heal him back up. Disruptor should be pulling, to be honest. I mean, if Faceless Void was here solo, Treant Protector could actually get last hits, but who cares? Faceless Void is a Quelling Blade. He shouldn't be getting out last hit, and Disruptor could actually be picking up levels in farm, so that's a big mistake. On the mid lane, we have 4 last hits up on the Night Stalker. The Windrunner is up to 7 and 4 with a bottle. Level 4 Windrunner going to pick up a Shackle as well on the bot lane. Looks like Undyne actually diving a little bit. He has Decay. And Lina gets low HP. Gonna have to use all of her Tangos to heal back up to full. And since this isn't a Salve, she can't just burst heal. She's gonna have to play slightly safe until all that heal goes through. That's always a little kind of a weird situation to be in. And the Clarity Potion on Undyne's also used. He should finish his Basilius right away. The mana regen it gives you is excellent. And it looks like Vengeful Spirit, wow, running into not having enough regen. I think she actually had a Salve and a Tango, so I guess her item build was okay, but she must have burned in some other place. 1 level of Vengeance Aura this early is arguably a bad decision. First off, it does give damage to your creeps, not a lot. As you can see, the range is at +2 damage. The melee creeps are at +2 damage. It's a very, very small, meager advantage, or a meager push, and it will push the lane. Usually what you want to do is at least grab Wave of Terror. It gives you vision, it reduces their armor by 2. The Vengeance Aura is nice on your allies, whatever. She's getting +6 from it, but it's not that fantastic. Usually you want to grab Wave of Terror first. Usually. But it's not always terrible. So, on the mid lane, Night Stalker's going to pick up level 4. I don't like this. Not bad decision here by Diamond. 2 levels of Hunter and the Knight is not worth it. You have to max out Void first. You want this to be maxed out by 7. And she's not going to be able to do that now, unless she puts her next 2 skill points into Void and doesn't get her ulti, which seems a little weird. I mean, Hunter and the Knight is a great skill. I personally like putting 2 skill points into this sometimes and skipping your ulti, but the Void levels are just absolutely crucial. This is your tool to get last hits. This is your tool to harass, and she's not going to be able to do that at all. And she's going to miss some last hits, so very important. Darkseer actually shifted top now. I don't like this. If he's going to jungle, dude needs to stay in the jungle, because now he's actually sapping EXP from the Treant Protector, who's about to buy something. He's waiting for boots money, I guess. Windrunner finds a double damage. And now Diamond's going to go look for a DD as well. But I don't really know why she's bothering. First of all, she would have been able to see Windrunner a second ago to see if she had a bottle. And she did have it double damage bottled. I mean, Night Stalker doesn't have very good daytime vision, so possibly she just wanted to confirm, but definitely a sloppy play there. And Diamond doesn't have a bottle herself on a Night Stalker. She's got 900 gold. She could have brought herself the bottle already, but she actually did not. We're going to see a Claymore coming top. This is going to be for Faceless Void. Actually going to give him a lot of damage. It's kind of a weird rush for an item +21. It's kind of cool, but he actually could have just bought, like, If you really wanted a lot of damage right away, could have bought like a Phase Boots. Not that Phase Boots is better on Void over Treads, but Night Stalker should really have a bottle here. And there's not really any reason to go check if you don't have a bottle, in my opinion, unless you're really trying to deny somebody wards. But if Windrunner went top to check Rune, and then Night Stalker goes top, obviously she's gonna be second. And if you're second, she's got the rune anyways, and all of a sudden you waste EXP. So even going to check the top, oh god, 3 levels of Hunter in the Night. This is really bad. Don't do this, guys. It's still daytime. She essentially only, oh, good shackle actually from Giga Ray Patron. Couple right clicks. I think Diamond's gonna get picked off, and yeah, that's first blood. Good play from Windrunner there. He used the double damage to her advantage, and the good shackle as well in the Night Stalker, but 3 levels of Hunter in the Night. This doesn't do anything for you during the daytime. Right now, it's going to take over to nighttime. She will have some movement speed, 30% bonus. She will have great attack speed, but her Void is the bread and butter of an early Night Stalker. You need this ability to be leveled up to do damage. It's an 8-second cooldown. She's going to finish an urn, and now she doesn't have enough for a bottle or a boots. We see some trading bot as Chaos Knight picks off Undyne, and Undyne kills Lena. And now she's just kind of sitting in base. She bought her items and she's kind of trying to figure out where to go. So she's going to TP bottom. See how effective this is going to be. I mean, her movement speed is just not that impressive right now. She's basically only 30 movement speed above Boots. If she would have just done better in the mid lane and picked up a Boots first and had 1 level of Hunter of the Night, she could have 3 levels in Void plus her ulti right now. But this skill build is just not adequate. I did see that she randomed the hero at the start of the game, so maybe she just doesn't know how to play the hero very well. And another weird item build, or skill build out of Tree and Protector. So he had 2 levels in Nature's Guise, he's got 2 levels in Living Armor, but he's only got 1 level in Leech Seed. You pretty much have to say, okay, Leech Seed or Living Armor get maxed first. You gotta pick one. You can't put 2 into Guise. I don't think the Guise selection is a good idea. He only has 8 last hits right now, so even, I mean, that's cool, he's not died, but I don't really know why Darkseer left the jungle either. It's like, choose a role, man. One or the other. This team fight bottom. Diamond's actually ganking here. Uses the level 2 nuke, get a couple right clicks. There's the silence as well, and XP Rogue actually gets the last hit, but the tombstone I think is going to be able to pick him off. These zombies are about to get insane. And Windrunner picks up the kill. Diamond also, Lena's going to get picked off, but that runs out, so they're going to be fine. Power shot does land on Diamond, but she survives. And a Phase Boots with a bottle on Windrunner. So currently Windrunner is the hero that's dominating this game. If we look at last hits at the moment, 27 last hits. She has a lot. Faceless Void's actually not doing bad, though. He does have a Claymore. So it's not going bad for the Faceless Void carry, but since the Windrunner is basically able to destroy Night Stalker mid, Night Stalker only has 9 last hits with 3 denies. She's still level 6. Her Void is still only level 2, only doing 160 damage. That could be doing twice as much damage once she hits level 7. Now she's going to go gank top. So essentially, the big mistake that the Night Stalker made was simply not winning her lane at all or getting reasonable kills. Disruptor is going to kill the Darkseer actually as Treant goes invisible. And Diamond actually comes to the top lane at the wrong time. And just showed. She's going to go buy a Boots now. Treant Protector is long gone anyways. And I guess she's going to help push or something. She's splitting EXP 4 ways now. So if she does come top, she might as well at least try to take the tower. Now she's just going to leave. So please God, get a Void level. Oh God. Ugh. The skill build is not good. But seriously, max Void, get 1 Crippling Fear, get 1 to 2 Hunter in the Nights. Sometimes you can skip Crippling Fear and get 2 Hunter in the Nights in case they don't actually have any heroes where it's useful on. I would say this game. Tree and Protector is a good hero to silence, Windrunner, Darkseer, all good heroes to silence, so this is a good silence game, but Tree and Protector actually has above average night vision, I believe, if I remember correctly. He's currently level 6, at least he's going to pick up Overgrowth. He currently doesn't have any mana though, and he doesn't have any mana regen items, he doesn't have a Soul Ring, he doesn't have a Ring of Basilius. So now Tree and Protector is essentially just a pile of a hero who can't do anything. He's not accomplishing anything with his position right now. He's got 2 levels of Living Armor, he's got a weak Leech Seed, only heals 90 HP. Oh, I'm sorry, pulses 4 times, 120 HP. His aggression possibilities are very limited. He can do 150 damage from Overgrowth, he can do 120 damage from Leech Seed, and that's it. He might actually go aggressive here, but there's going to see a bash on Darkseer. 3 levels of Glimpse? What is going on? There's a kinetic field. Man, these skill builds are crazy. Alright, if you're playing Disruptor, guys, in a support role, by maxing this out, the best thing that you get out of it is reducing the mana cost. The cast range increase is also very nice. I sometimes like to get 2 glimpses after I max out Lightning, but you have to get Thunder Strike. Is he going to get a kill here? It's going to be close. Oh, if he would have killed Diamond there, he would have healed a lot, but there's the ulti. And it did end up working out. There's the Iron Shell, actually. I think he's going to get a kill. Yeah, Faceless Void does get picked off, so luckily for him, they had the Iron Shell, so that was able to leverage his damage, basically, or create damage for him as a hero. Wow, is he still going? There's a Shackle Shot. He's going to back off, though. Doesn't want to play around with that. Yeah, if you're playing a support Thrall, guys, you gotta max out your skills. If you don't have a stun, I mean, I know Kinetic Field is good, and I know that Glimpse is useful, but you don't want to put multiple points in the Glimpse. You gotta max out Thunderstrike first. You need the damage output there. There's the ulti from Lina, one vacuum as well, and a couple right clicks, and that's gonna be a kill. So, Windrunner doing a really good job, 4-0-0, going for a Force Staff. She'll pick up in a second, 39 last hits. Faceless Void does have boots. He's got a Claymore and a Ring of Health. Now, a couple things about the Claymore. He's got plus 21 damage from this, but he's not actually getting that much damage output. It's great that he's going to be able to last hit with this, but if he would have spent this 1400 gold on treads, he could have had treads at like 8 minutes. That gives him movement speed, that gives him attack speed, gives him damage possibly, if he does pick that up. Good, she is putting points into Void now. It's better to just pick up the treads first, because you can put it on strength treads, you can put it on treads, you can put it on agility treads. It's 8 damage instead of the 21 actually, so obviously your damage is much lower, but seriously, going for fast treads on Faceless Void is huge. Attack speed gives you more chances to proc Time Lock. Time Lock is really the biggest damage dealer that you have. You actually just Chronosphere this as Disruptor's shown up, but once again, Disruptor doesn't have that much damage. You might be able... Let's see if we see a glimpse of... Oh, big Shackle from Windrunner actually. There's a power shot. He's going to be able to leech seed on top of Disruptor. Disruptor gets killed. Wow. That Chronosphere is way too early, by the way, from the Faceless Void. He definitely dropped it way early. I would say, if anything, wait till Disruptor ultis and then Chrono for the damage, maybe. Or you can do the Chronosphere, make sure Thrall has a setup afterwards. It was just completely unnecessary to cast that early, basically. He did not need to Chronosphere that early. Also, maybe 2 levels of Time Walk is usually pretty useful as a Faceless Void. I see a lot of pro players doing this as well. They actually max out Time Walk sometimes, even before Time Lock. And right clicks on Disruptor Shackle. Again, these shackles are insane. And Disruptor comes back mid. It's going to be one glimpse. He's going to ulti this as well. Some damage on Undyne as he takes a right click. Power shot actually on Diamond, but I think they're going to be able to get Undyne. No, he pops a wand. He stays alive. And a huge overgrowth from the Treant Protector. There's a wall. There's a vacuum as well. We see Chaos Knight also dropping. These guys are just being taken out here. Power shot picks off Faceless Void, and that is an 11-8 game at the moment. So Dire Team getting absolutely rocked here. Windrunner now trying to pick off Disruptor. Disruptor once again, still only 1 level of Thunderstrike. Can she get a kill? She actually needs mana. About 5 mana here. She just needs vision of the Windrunner and she's got the kill, but it's not going to happen. Got juked. When you're that close to getting a kill, by the way, don't worry about throwing your extra attacks in. I mean, obviously she's using Windrunner. Oh, is she going to run into her? Nope. Force Staff to the low ground. Good play. There's the Surge. Run away, Windrunner. If you're that close to getting a kill, you don't want to throw in your attacks. You gotta pace yourself next to the person. Walk next to the person. Don't just attack a couple times. Don't let them separate from you. The closer you are to them, the more likely you are to see them juke, basically. So if somebody is going to juke, just try to stay close to them until they get into open ground, and that's when you make your decision. Wait for the stun. Wait for the follow-up nuke, stuff like that. And once again, maxed out Hunter of the Night first. Bad decision. I'll stop talking about that. Please just max Void first, guys. Very good. TP's coming mid from the radio. Oh god, he doesn't have any soul rip. Max Tombstone first, 1 decay, 1 to 2 soul rips. Do not max decay first. It's an absolute waste. Costs 130 mana. Every time he casts this, he loses 130 mana. He only has a 530 mana pool. There's the Tombstone being dropped. But all they have to do is back up. God, this is a bad skill build. 1 level of soul rip costs 50 mana and it heals 125. That's it. It's so cheap. It's the cheapest regen ability ever. It's so crazy not to grab at least 1 level of this. It's ridiculous. And keep decay at 1, guys. You're not going to be casting this much mid-early game. If you are, you're going to burn your mana pool super fast. Now, Faceless Void's going to take some nukes. He will have an overgrowth in 4 seconds, actually, but he's going to time walk. Power shots backtracked it, though. Disruptor hits 7 now, 3, 4, 5, 6, waiting to level something else up. But nothing yet. Lina has a decent skill build. I kind of like the fact that she has 1 Fiery Soul. It's not bad because you are going to be casting 2 spells. And this keeps your Light Strike Array mana cost very low, actually. But usually you do want to max these out first, the Dragon Slave and the Light Strike Array. I think 1 level Fiery Soul is great. If she actually maxes Fiery Soul out next, I think that would be a mistake. But she should put more levels into Light Strike next. I think that would be a absolute must. So, Night Stalker with Phase Earn, pretty good. Obviously is delayed, but not a bad item choice. A lot of TPs coming top. XV Rogue actually has a Chaos Knight. He's got 3, 4, 5, 6. He actually has a stat level. I don't like this. He should probably start his Crit or his Phantasm at this point. You don't really, I mean, Chaos Knight as a hero is definitely lacking in stats. He needs a bigger mana pool and stuff like that, but it's usually not a good idea to pick it up. There's the Static Field. trying to sprint through, which they cannot. Another power shot. He actually maxed out Glimpse first. Once again, not worth it. 1800 range. I mean, what are you contributing? You basically have your ulti and a Kinetic Field. There's the Glimpse again. Can they kill Undyne at least? They will it's kind of a really weird team fight. Another power shot. That's actually level 4 Leech Seed, so he's getting a skill build together well. There's the ulti as well, and this could be, yep, Lena's going to get picked off. A couple more right clicks. There's the wall. Vacuum as well. Only a level 2 vacuum. The Starkseer is not very well leveled. He has not spent enough time farming. XE Rogue getting tunnel vision here. He's trying to grab the Darkseer, but he's actually not going to die. Leech Seed making the difference there. Diamond trying to make plays now. Another Iron Shell here. There's the Glimpse once again that he's put 4 levels in. Couple right clicks. I bet he wishes that he could do damage with Thunderstrike. Kinetic Field's actually going to get him a kill though. Man, these skill builds. Honestly, the item builds are not terrible in this game, but the skill builds have been pretty bad all around. Windrunner's been fine. Darkseer really needed to get solo. I mean, he doesn't have any regen. He just has a vitality booster, which is good for HP, but that's about it. The fact that his vacuum, I noticed his vacuum is very small. He only caught 1 person with that, and that's just a demonstration of the fact that Darkseer needs levels. He is a beast at level 16. His vacuum needs to be full, maxed out. The radius gets huge. The Iron Shell is great. The Surge is great as well, and even Wall of Replica points are very important. So as a Darkseer, jungle solo or get a solo lane. Do not dual lane. Just go jungle somewhere. If you have a bad dual lane, just leave. And then also delayed True and Protector's levels. He's actually currently doing really well because he's 4-0-4, surprisingly, despite his really rough start and crappy skill build, but it's turning out okay for him. And now he's maxing Living Armor, which is the right choice. You really only need 2 levels of Nature's Guise within reason. It's nice to actually max it out because the cooldown gets very low and you can cast it on multiple heroes. But other than that, I would say don't bother. Just don't bother maxing the skill out. It can be good, maybe late game if your HP is okay, don't bother getting stats, grab the Nature's Guise. But early on, 2 max. Usually only 1 level. Just 1 level, preferably. So, still no Soul Rip from Undyne. I hope at some point he's going to be forced to pick this up. He's got Treads, actually. This is not bad. Treads is okay on Undyne. The HP is great. The attack speed is actually really good because his agility is shit. He misses his decay there. That's pretty funny. He's going to even ulti this. He's really trying to force the team fight, but nobody really getting caught yet. There's the Leech Seed, which could catch Chaos Knight. Might see an ulti, though. Yep, there's going to be an ulti. A little bit of stun. Do not want to kill the Undyne. Well, if they can kill him, kill him. They got the Undyne, picked him off. Nicely done. Static Storm. Okay, he's got 2 levels in Kinetic Field now. Max out your Thunderstrike. You don't lose anything by putting points into it, guys. The damage goes up by 75 damage every time. Every level that you put into it. It's not the best scaling damage, but it's AoE. The mana cost is the same at all levels, and the cooldown is the same as well. So there's no point not to put skill levels in. It's that simple. It is literally that simple, so I guess you have better teamfight here, but if you really wanted to go Static Storm plus Kinetic Field, do it. But don't max out Glimpse. I honestly think 2 Glimpses maximum in the early game. Absolute maximum. The range is great. The cooldown is decreased. The mana cost is nothing when you put points into it, but God. Thunderstrike. Say it with me. Thunderstrike. Pikachu, use Thunderstrike, etc. Thunderbolt. There's no Thunderstrike. It's not a real move. I'm sorry, I fail. Now, Windrunner is very close to a mechanism. 200 gold away from that. Vanguard on Darkseer now. I kind of wish he had Iron Shell maxed, actually. He should probably be sitting top lane and farming there, or at least be in the jungle or something like that. The Radiant team has had kind of weird movements where they're kind of unsure about pushing. They kind of push forward mid. Undyne popped his ulti way too early. He didn't really know when to pop his ulti. It's a very hard thing to know with Undyne. You have to know when to use your abilities. His Tombstone is a pretty long cooldown. He actually looks like he wants to fight mid again. I'd once again like to talk about decay. Even excluding the mana cost, by the way, really the only reason you level this up is to get the cooldown. The damage increases. It does 160 minus the 4 armor, of course. But the armor, or the strength steal, the strength steal doesn't change. The duration goes up, but it's really about the cooldown. So you don't really want to max this out ever early. Second skill, yeah. Get a soul rip, get your tombstone max out decay. Go for that. At that point, you usually have arcane boots. And about the treads, by the way, his agility is really bad. So that means his attacks 1.19 seconds per attack. Vengeful Spirit is sitting at 0.95. It's actually a pretty big difference. That's because he's got treads here. If he didn't have treads, he would be attacking much slowly. So as you pick up decay, you actually increase your strength, which means more damage. So treads is actually not bad for doing single target damage. It's not a terrible idea, but I think arcane boots is the way to go because usually about this part he has a lot of trouble with decay in team fights. So Now these guys are just kind of standing around. I don't really know what they're trying to do right now, maybe place wards, but Darkseer could be farming the jungle. This is something we see with lower level skilled players. They don't really know how to spend their time effectively. Farming habits are super important. Thrall is going to maybe get caught here. They didn't really react on that appropriately. Windrunner could have grabbed that kill, or at least initiated. There's the power shot, but he is long gone, of course. Diamond does finally have Void maxed out at level 11, 20 minutes in here. Remember that if you max this out later, you're getting way less contribution out of it. By far. A level 4 Void is strongest if you can get it up as fast as possible. It does the biggest percentage of somebody's HP. As a silencer, if she really wanted to harass, just throw the Void. Throw the Void for them. Just a glimpse once again. Kinetic Field is used, but it's not timed correctly. Not an easy hero to use. Vengeful Spirit still does not have Wave of Terror, actually, which is kind of surprising. And they're kind of looking to do Darkseer ulti, apparently, to initiate. But he's still only level 8, so it won't be that great anyways. And look what's happening right now. There's 5 Radiant heroes mid. The Dire has 4 heroes mid. This is kind of something that happens with low-skilled players sometimes. They just stand around and wait for something to happen. They say, oh, it looks like they're pushing. But nobody really knows how to push effectively. So now Void is not farming. You have all these other heroes just standing around by the tier 2. We have Lina on the way. But all of these creeps die, nobody is farming them. All of these creeps die, nobody is farming them either. That's EXP, that's farm. A lot of these heroes are still only level 8. There's a level 8 on Dyne, Venge is level 9, Treant is level 10, Darkseer needs levels. These guys need to get their level 16, or at least get closer to 16, but none of them are accomplishing anything. They're just standing around and completely wasting time right here. Just completely wasting time. Somebody can TP if the fight starts. Have Faces Void sit top and say, oh, the fight's starting, I'll just teleport now. But instead he's got his Battle Fury, he's not farming jungles, he's just standing around with all 5. We have 2 creep waves that are dying, and it's being split evenly between these 2 guys. Just giant waste of time happening right now. Not even kidding. This is very frustrating to watch. I don't know if you feel the same way. They're both basically waiting for a team fight to start, with even though neither of them really has the intention. We will see... Was that a glimpse? Did they share a glimpse? That was a glimpse. Didn't accomplish anything though. God, that range is huge. Hypothetically, you could catch somebody out of position as they retreat, something like that, but... I mean, Treant's still casting this invis on himself. He could have his mech finished, or something. There's a Shackle actually on 2 heroes, but do they initiate? Nope. They finally said, okay, after we stand there for 4 minutes, we're finally going to back off and go farm stuff. So Vengeful Spirit, the support hero, is the only one to have some sense in her, and she's going to go to the top lane. She might as well split push or pressure a tower or something. Man, this is frustrating. Did I mention this is frustrating? Faceless Void has a freaking Battle Fury. You could be killing creeps right here. These. Kill them. It's a Battle Fury. They finally initiate, though. And there's the counter initiation from the Tree. He was waiting forever for that. There's the Tombstone as well. This looks good for the raiding team. There's the Vacuum. The Silence Aura is doing good. Diamond gets picked off, though. There's the ulti on Vengeful Spirit. A couple right clicks on her. And actually gets killed. So nice play by the Void. There's the mech. Couple zombie pursues. The Lonely Demon wants a kill. It's going to go and Lina instead. There's the Decay, putting her very low. Actually needs one more Decay, and he's got the kill. Can he juke it, though? The juking. The juking. And the Lonely Demon is just going to walk away, I suppose. So mid tower goes down. Radiant team won that team fight. I think the main reason that went well for them, first of all, Tombstone. God, he got Sorb. Thank God. Alright, Tombstone was placed. They had a perfect overgrowth. And they actually also had a wall vacuum, which turned out okay for them. So that was pretty cool. Darkseer doesn't have any mana regen, by the way. No Arcane Boots, no Soaring. Gotta get either. One or the other. Faces Void Chronosphere, and he's got a Battle Fury, but he doesn't have treads. He just simply doesn't even have treads, so his attack speed is actually pretty weak. He was able to pick off the Vengeful Spirit, but that's really all he could do. And considering how well he did early in the game, he should have been able to do much better. Tombstone being placed there as well. There's another glimpse, so maybe able to catch Treant. Yeah, there's going to be a kinetic field. He gets stunned as well. Couple right clicks. There's the Reality Rift, and they grab a hero. Thunderstrike's still level 1. Gonna see a silence on Darkseer, but it's a little late, and no mana actually for Diamond. No bottle, no wand, no burst mana regen, which is very important to have. No burst mana is important. Alright, so they're gonna spread out now. They pushed mid, they took the tier 2 tower, they kinda tried to take the racks. Didn't happen though. Got it pretty low, 265 HP on Dine's gonna buy a Vanguard now. Great choice. I think he had Vitality Booster with the Stout Shield before, but this is a great item build. I wish he had an Arcane Boots instead of a Treads, but if other than that, it's fine. I guess it's really preference, but he is going to have some mana problems no matter what with this skill build. So, But his item, his skill build progression, it looks fine now. It was bad before. If he had Soul Rip the whole time, he would be sitting great, but he's doing okay now. So, alright, now Darkseer, Phase Boots. Ugh, I hate Phase Boots Darkseer. I think this is a big mistake. I absolutely hate this boot choice. Out of any of the boot choices, I think Phase Boots is honestly the worst on Darkseer. Treads is kind of bad, but Phase Boots is the worst. Reason for this being, Darkseer needs mana, first of all. He's only got 700 mana pool here. He is an int hero, so yeah, his mana pool is good, but you don't really need phase. Your base damage is already pretty high. You can already go max movement speed with Surge. All this gives you is damage, last hitting power, is what I mean, and you can phase through units when you use Surge. So that way, when he uses Surge, he can use phase boost afterwards, and he can run through the creeps anyways. To be completely honest, I don't even expect Darkseer to be able to do that correctly most of the time. I expect him to do things like Surge, phase boots, vacuum, and then remove his phase boots, and that doesn't do anything anyways. So please God, regular boots or an arcane. One or the other. Maybe tranquils, boots of travel late game, but you really don't need to upgrade your boots as Darkseer. I honestly don't think it's necessary. If you do, arcane boots is definitely the way to go. Arcane boots are not bad on him at all. He's actually going to be getting ganked here by Nightstalker. A couple right clicks. He's going to be on silence in a second. Oh, great stun from the Vengeful Spirit. He's got one level of Wave of Terror at the moment. And Trim Protector's trying to make his pipe. This could have been done about 10 minutes ago, by the way. Considering he was 4-0 and 4, he should have just kept farming and finished it. Faceless Void finally finishes his treads once again. And just to reiterate this, Battle Fury Rush is not really worth getting if your attack speed isn't that good. Because it's like, okay, cool, you do cleave damage, but your attack speed is terrible, so it doesn't really matter that much. Gonna take one little leech seed, but doesn't really matter that much. He's now doing some decent jobs on the top lane, level 13. Does he have any cosmetics? What a failure, he's got nothing. 0 cosmetics, dude. How can you live your life without cosmetics? Are there any cosmetics in this game? Do they have any cosmetic heroes? Faceless Void can have cosmetics, and I think that's it. Yeah, he's the only cosmetic hero in the game. Hacha, hacha, hacha. Yeah, I'm right. And of course, Disruptor is going to max out the kinetic field first. He's going for a mech, which is a good Disruptor choice, but it's very, very late to be picking it up here. XV Rogue has a Sond with a Treads, Bracer, 2 Ironwood Branches, which is pretty good to have. 3, 3, and 4 on him. He's currently level 11, so that means he put in, yeah, 2 levels of stats, I believe. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he's got 2 levels of stats. This is a mistake. He could have 2 levels of his ulti right now, and 1 level of Critical Strike as well. Critical Strike is definitely worth it. There's this Shackle on the Faceless Void. He's just kind of farming. It's kind of a weird, slow gank, but they got the gank off. The first Shackle started things, and he wasn't able to use his open, whatever the hell it's called, Time Walk. They actually have no wards. I'm sorry, they do have a ward up. They have a Dire, I'm sorry, he's a Radiant hero. No, he's a Dire hero. They actually had a ward up. I don't know if he got spotted or not. He may have spotted the opponents. I don't really know how he got killed. I don't know how he got ganked here when the opponents were in the jungle. They probably came through the river and ganked him and he didn't notice. That's what my guess is. On the bot lane, Vanguard on the Night Stalker, 2, 4, and 5. She really didn't have a very effective nighttime ganking, that's for sure. It didn't work out so well. There's TP coming bottom. There's a Tombstone. That's going to defend the push at least, but there wasn't really any threat of that happening in a lot of ways. Lena has a Drum phase. Pretty good item build. The phase is kind of nice because it lets you position better. Her skill build is great. Drum is great because it gives you int, HP, and some agility. Agility not the most important thing ever, but Thrall gonna kinetic field this. She can Force Staff, yeah. We might see Thrall get killed here. See if he can land a Shackle. He's just gonna continue up. There's a static field. That's kind of weird. He should just maybe TP'd out. There's a Shackle. Now he dies for nothing. So, kind of weird play there. Probably the best thing he could have done is waited till after the Force Staff and then glimpse back. If you would have glimpsed him after the Force Staff, you basically want to use glimpse right after somebody moves a lot towards you, because then they're going to be sent back. Everything that she gained in that 2 seconds, she would have been sent back probably about here with the haste rune. And then he just could have kept running this way and been like, ha 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 ha, I glimpsed you, ha 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 ha, safe, etc. But he kind of messed that up pretty bad. And he still doesn't have a mech. Does anyone else make a mech? No. Cast Knight going for a Drum. He needs to have some kind of regen though. This is kind of bad. You need to have a wand, you need to have a bottle, you need to have something. The fact that he doesn't have any burst regen is a big mistake. And once again, Critical Strike, good stuff. Voidstone on Darkseer now because he wants mana. This is way late. You really don't need a Voidstone. I don't know what he's going to make with this. Probably, it might be a refresher, who knows, but Might be a sheepstick. Sheepstick is very good. XP Rogue's gonna get jumped on. There's the stun. Good vacuum as well. Are we gonna see the wall? No, because he doesn't have any freaking mana, so he's not gonna be able to use the wall. There's the pipe from the Treon. He's gonna be able to do one of those. There's the silence as well. Buys him some time. Stun on Lena picks her off though. No shackle latch. If he had a soul ring, he would have the mana to do that, but he does not. Voidstone is a good mana over time item, but on a Darkseer you have a lot of spam. You might as well get a soul ring. All of your spells are very expensive. You have a lot of regen anyways because you're a Darkseer. There's a good ulti from the old Treant. He's actually going to just, of course, ulti his entire team because he doesn't know what he's doing. Diamond may end up dying from this. Yeah, and there we go. Venge dies. Don't do this as a Faceless Void, guys. Just because there's enemies in the group doesn't mean that you should just Chronosphere your allies as well. I mean, they probably wanted to run away, believe it or not, when they were almost dead. And instead, he Chronosphered them. He not only disabled his allies, but also the enemies. Congratulations. Not really worth it, so. There's the heal on the Undying. He realizes how good this ability is and how much he wanted it the entire game. He's going for an Aghanim Scepter, which I don't like. The Aghanim Scepter increase is very, very minor. Look at that difference. If you grab the Aghanim Scepter, the best thing about it is probably the heal. Your heal on heroes goes up to 10% from 6, and the creep gets increased by 50%. Look at the damage amp, though. It's terrible. It goes up 5%. You get a max damage amp of 5 extra more percent for both of them. So that means for the minimum, you're getting increased by about 33%. The maximum increases by, what, 1/6? That's nothing. 1/6 increase for an Aghanim Scepter is very little. Yes, the HP is nice, the damage boost is nice, kind of, but it's very expensive for what it gives you. The heal is okay, but it's not worth grabbing an Aghanim Scepter on Undying. The advantage is very, very minor, so don't grab an Aghanim Scepter on Undying. I don't think it's worth it at all. Vengeful Spirit actually does make a mech, which is, you know, not a good thing when somebody else on your team already has one. Make sure you communicate. I understand this is in her recommended items, but make sure you check your allies. You cannot both mech at the same time. There is a debuff that's put on them, or a buff that's put on you that says how long was it since I was last mech, and if it's like 20 seconds or 30 seconds or whatever, it doesn't work then. So not a very good item to have on a bench. Usually you focus on a Force Staff or an Aghanim Scepter, something like that. Or you can grab a drum. Just support items are good, but usually not a mech because somebody usually has one. So now we're looking at a push mid by the Radiant team. It's a really epic glimpse right there. Nice job, Disruptor. Still has not maxed out Thunderstrike, of course. Really trying to rely on both Kinetic Field and Static Storm to do his damage. There's the Tombstone, good Tombstone. There's the Pipe as well. Gives Undying some time. There's the ulti, actually can catch 2 there. Nice swap as well. It's going to catch throw on the logo, but who cares? He's almost dead anyways. And there's the Chronosphere. He is doing some damage. We're going to see Vengeful Spirit get picked off. This is pretty good right click, but the Ion Shell is really reflecting, and the zombies are stacking up, and there's the Overgrowth. And now they lose the team fight. So let's look at the graph. It's a disadvantage, but it's not massive. The other team could have played that much better. We're going to call a good game. Essentially what they needed to do to win this, they definitely could have won this, by the way. Night Stalker needed to stop, not mess up very much. What are you talking about? This is not a very fun game. This is like a, you stand around and do shit for forever. Okay. Night Stalker, first of all, needed to max out Void first. Grab some more farm. The joined Dota guy. Night Stalker needed to grab more farm. Gank with this. Treant Protector didn't really get that much farm. He got a lot of kills despite him not having a lot of farm. Windrunner did well. Not really bad things to say about her. Yeah, I think he thought that he was Toby. He thought Diamond was Toby. I assume. Pretty sure this guy thinks that that's Toby. That Diamond is Toby, but it does not. There's lots of people that work at every website, guys. Vengeful Spirit did pretty well. Skill build was a little weird. The mech was obviously a mistake. Faceless Void needed to go Treads before Battle Fury. There it is. For the Dire team, Faceless Void needed Treads before Battle Fury. He could have done better. Chaos Knight needed to get at least a wand or something like that, some kind of regen. Undying had a terrible skill build. He needs to adjust the skill build. Other than that, he played fine. It's a pretty good... Wow, the swap actually saved Undying. Wow. He's going to pop a Soul Rip as well. He wants to kill. Is he going to chrono this? No, he doesn't. I thought it was going to be a whiff. They needed better teamfight coordination as well. The teamfight coordination for both teams was actually pretty terrible all around. So I'm not too surprised this all kind of went like it did. Wow, Battle Fury is so good for killing zombies. Thrall needed to max out Thunderstrike first. That was pretty silly. And they just all around had really bad team fight. Their players didn't have very good game sense at all there. That's the main thing that they were missing out on. So maybe if they would engage, like as the Radiant team comes up, what you do is you wait till they come up here, and then you just go Chronosphere, and after the Chronosphere ends, you go Kinetic Field, Static Storm, and all of a sudden you disable their entire team for like 15 seconds, and it's really effective. So don't be afraid to do stuff like that, guys. Those are just all the things that I pointed out between the players where they didn't really do so hot. And there's the advertisement. I guess he's trying to advertise in game, which seems a little weird, but that's a pub game. Thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe, I would appreciate it. You can watch more content. Hope you guys enjoy the content while I'm out of town. I'm not going to be streaming, by the way. That was the original intent of me announcing that at the start of the match, but I didn't really do a very good job to explain that. Some fat loot. What is this? Is that an Omnia item? Yeah, it is. Huh, I've never seen that one. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe, like the video if you liked it, and I'll be back later with some more awesome content. Thanks for tuning in. See you later. Bye.